the other side doesn't understand. This is what the forces of the King of England did not understand on the 19th of April, 1775. We are done backing up.
I gotta say that, yeah, I've missed doing these videos here for you, so I couldn't help it this time because I got such big news, right? Friday 1st, we have the guys that are sponsoring both of the upcoming open carry events. Daniel Alman and Restore the Constitution is going to be with me on Friday. That's starting at 6 Pacific. And then Monday, I know you guys have all seen her, right? Kendra Arneson. She's the gal that's been on all the different media outlets talking about BP's reaction to the oil spill. Well, I just got off the phone with her, and she's going to be my guest Monday night, 4 Pacific. I know CV1122 did a fantastic video about her, and I just got off the phone with her, so yeah, she's confirmed. Monday, 4 p.m., Kendra Arneson. We're going to talk about BP's, how shall I say it, lack of reaction to this natural disaster. This should be fantastic. And as always, the links to both shows are in the info box right down below. Now, I got to get into tonight's story because this is going to blow you away, folks. Now, I know you guys remember at the election when they had the groups outside intimidating voters. Any voters that were going to vote against their creed. And basically they said things like to kill all white babies, and they were not going to allow anyone but a black man to win the presidency. Well, I have to tell you that the case was dismissed, and higher-ups said to dismiss the case. But the most amazing part is that the case was won. They had won the case, and so for the first time in the history of that department, a case that was won was dismissed. Not only that, but the directions are this, folks. The rules that apply for voter intimidation, they have decreed do not apply to white people. Can you imagine, folks? They have just legalized assaulting white people at the polling places. That's right. They said the Justice Department will no longer look at any cases unless they are against a minority. They have said that the laws do not apply to you. You. While they allow a group to sit outside the polling places with weapons that were outside talking about the genocide of all of us. Everyone else that didn't look like them. And babies, calling for the death of babies in their cribs. This is insane, folks. This is insane. And let me explain something to you, right? I got an answer for that, right? They have decided to legalize violence against white people in America. To make it legal. They have said they will refuse all cases. That Article 5 does not apply to white people in this country. That the law does not apply except if it's going to be used against you. Folks, this is the most amazing and should be eye-opening thing I have ever seen and that you have ever seen. Because while at the same time they are legalizing violence against the founding genealogy of this nation, at the same time, they are refusing to secure the border from another group that preaches genocide. You do realize the new Black Panther Party preaches genocide of all white people, right? They say you're the Edomites. Although they even argue amongst themselves about that because they equally hate the Jewish people as well and say they're the Edomites. And you can sometimes find them arguing amongst each other over who the Edomites are, if they're actually white people or if they're the Jewish people, while claiming that they, of course, are them and Azatlan and the others are the true people who are going to inherit this earth after they murder us all. Can you imagine, folks, that if we had people sitting outside of polling places stopping anyone from going in to vote, what would have happened to those individuals? Can you imagine any other nation in the world who was being invaded by drug smuggling, kidnapping, human traffickers? And they did nothing. A group that preaches genocide itself, you know, the movie Machete preaches a genocidal plan, the Plan of San Diego. They wave Plan of San Diego signs around at all their rallies. And Obama, who, by the way, is the one that gave the order to cancel the prosecution of an already won case against people who are outside advocating the murder of our babies. I don't know what more it's going to take for you folks to wake up, but I gotta tell you this, right? And this is what I have to say to you, Justice Department, and the rest of you lames that think you're going to legalize violence against my children, my brothers, my family members. If you will not ensure the safety of our people at the polling places, then we will. You will be the one responsible for things that happen in that situation if you do not do your job. The law applies to everyone regardless of race, creed, color, or religion. And if someone is preaching genocide against another group, they are criminal evil. How dare you support them? They do not have the right to preach genocide. They belong marginalized in the same place that Hitler, the Nazis, National Socialists, and the KKK belong in. See, the reason that somebody like me has to talk about a video like this is because you folks out there refuse to police your own. Your own. We know genocide is an evil, wrong thing. We sent our children to fight the Nazis in World War II. Our great-grandparents and our grandparents sent their children off to die in that war by the millions to oppose that policy throughout the world. Because we know it's evil and it's wrong and has no place in a free society. How dare you support those people? And how dare you spineless individuals of those groups who dare to come out and call anyone else that mentions that these folks are genocidal racists names and anything else like you constantly do due to your own cowardice to deal with your own genocidal racists. I'm sick of it, right? I guarantee you this, right? Come to my polling place with the Billy Club. Come to my polling place with the Billy Club. See how that goes for you, partner. And I pity the folks that aren't prepared. I pity you folks that have kept your head in the sand, while our president holds us hostage while a group of genocidal racists human traffic and smuggle in 90% of the drugs into this country across our border. And we put up signs that say, danger, don't go in there. And to top it all off, while they refuse to close our borders and to cut off the drugs that are responsible for most of the crime in America, because most people that commit crime are supporting their addiction. While we sit here, they're going to put the National Guard on the streets and have, in New York, to search for guns. But not just, they're going to do it everywhere. They're doing training right now to use National Guard to do what? To come after Americans who have fallen into the drug war. While they refuse to close the border, and while they legalize openly racial attacks against white people in America, and say they are going to refuse to prosecute. That leaves it up to folks like us. So here's the deal, guys. You're in a motorcycle club. You're in some other kind of affiliation, militias, the rest of you. It's going to fall to you. It's going to fall to you to have to defend your people at the polls. Can you imagine, did you ever think in America that you would have to say, my government has legalized genocidal racism against me?
Of April 1775, we are done backing